Chosen one, listen to me very carefully right now. You are sitting there staring at a closed door. You feel utterly shattered, like something inside you has broken. Someone you loved deeply just walked out of your life, and they did it without even putting up a single fight. You are sitting there questioning your entire worth today. You wonder how they could leave so easily over a minor misunderstanding. You had always been ready to forgive absolutely everything. The silence in your room is deafening tonight. You keep replaying that last conversation in your head over and over. You search desperately for the exact moment where it all went wrong. But the truth is, there was no logic to their sudden departure. They did not try to fix things when the argument started. They simply packed up their energy and left you standing there in total shock. And now you are left alone, carrying the heavy weight of a broken connection that you never wanted to end. You check your phone constantly, hoping for a simple message. You wait for an apology that is never going to come. Your chest feels incredibly tight and suffocating right now. The sharp physical ache of this sudden abandonment is making it incredibly hard for you to even breathe properly today. This is the heavy price of loving someone with your whole spirit. You always give your absolute best to people who don't deserve it, and heaven is finally ending this toxic cycle for you. You have always been the one who stays faithfully. You are the rare healer in a broken world. You are the stranger who pours pure love into empty cups. When things get hard, you fight tirelessly for the people you care about. You forgive their mistakes, and you make endless excuses for their toxic behavior. You always look for the good in them, even when they show their worst side and make you feel invisible. But this time they did not fight for you. They walked away as if your presence meant absolutely nothing to them. That is the exact part that stings the deepest. It feels like a massive betrayal of your unwavering loyalty. You gave them your precious time and your sacred energy, and they discarded it like it was completely worthless to them. You feel like a fool for caring so deeply about a soul that could easily leave you behind without looking back once. I need you to stop blaming yourself right now. What you are calling a tragic heartbreak, heaven is actually calling a rescue mission. You thought they left because you were simply not enough. You thought you said the wrong thing or pushed them away too hard. But the spiritual reality of this situation is completely different. The universe had to make them blind to your value, because if they'd really seen your light, they wouldn't have stayed by your side. Think about this divine strategy for a quick moment. If they realized how incredibly rare your beautiful soul is, they never would have left. They would have stayed forever just to feed off your light. They would have happily continued to drain your sacred energy while giving you only cold breadcrumbs in return for your love. So, heaven intervened forcefully to break the illusion. The divine realm created a small conflict to push them out of your life for good. That petty argument was not just an unfortunate accident. It was a calculated eviction designed to protect your rising frequency. Heaven deliberately hardened their stubborn heart so they would walk away without resistance. If the divine universe had not made them completely blind to your worth, you would still be trapped in that exhausting cycle. You would still be begging for basic respect from a completely blind soul who is incapable of matching your deep vibration. You are a powerful carrier of divine spiritual assignments. Your energy is a highly valuable currency in the heavenly realm. The Matrix wants you to believe their easy departure reflects your deep unworthiness. It wants you to stay stuck in an endless loop of guilt and heavy shame. But their exit is actually solid proof of your divine protection today. You are being aggressively guarded by forces that you cannot even see right now, because your future is too important to risk. The universe made their exit painless for them. It was meant to be permanent for you. They could not handle the blinding light of your spiritual awakening. Your vibration was becoming too pure for their unhealed ego to tolerate. So the universe gave them an incredibly easy way out. It allowed their fragile pride to find a foolish excuse to walk away from your life forever, completely unaware of the massive blessing they just lost. And they took that excuse because their spirit was already suffocating in your high vibration. Do not shed another tear for a closed door that heaven intentionally locked. You are simply mourning the temporary loss of a dangerous parasite. You are crying over someone who was secretly assigned to keep you playing small. Their sudden absence is not a cosmic punishment for your past mistakes, but rather a profound liberation from a heavy burden that was slowly destroying you. This painful moment is actually the ultimate spiritual clearing. You cannot build a new spiritual infrastructure while carrying the dead weight of wrong connections. You are a chosen one, currently being prepared for a massive energetic upgrade. But you cannot enter your new era with people who belong strictly in your past. The universe had to separate you brutally so you could finally breathe again and step into your true divine calling without any earthly distractions. There is a very specific reason why this sudden departure had to happen right now. It involves the massive energetic shift you are about to step into right now. The illusion of loss is just the beginning of your grand spiritual recalibration. You must fully understand this holy eviction before taking another step forward today. Do not let the matrix convince you that you are broken, because the real truth about their exit is going to change absolutely everything for you. Listen to me closely right now. If your mind is wandering, pull it back. I want you to check your body in this exact moment. If you feel a strange tension releasing in your chest, pay close attention. This next part is exactly why heaven brought you here today. You have been wondering why they walked away without looking back. The divine realm had already severed the spiritual cord between you long before that final argument even started. That toxic cord was cut quietly in the spiritual realm. It happened while you were still sleeping next to them or smiling at them. Heaven saw how much they were draining your precious life force. So, the universe quietly unplugged them from your energy source. That is the real reason they left so easily. There was simply no energy left for them to feed on anymore. When the spiritual connection is severed, the physical departure happens almost instantly. They did not fight for you because they physically could not feel you anymore. Your frequency became completely invisible to their unhealed matrix mind. They looked at you and they only saw a stranger. If your spirit has been stirred and you know heaven orchestrated that goodbye, type 444 inches, the comments so I know this reached you. Speak it into the atmosphere. You must acknowledge the divine protection working behind the scenes. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones are heavily guarded against people who only want to use them. For months you felt something was slightly off with them. You felt the distance growing, but you kept trying to fix it. You poured more love into a cup that heaven was intentionally emptying. You thought you were failing the relationship completely, but you were actually just fighting against the divine will of the universe. Heaven was quietly pulling you away from their presence. Your spirit was nudging them away before you even noticed. The universe was quietly clearing the way for their painless exit. They were simply repelled by your rising light. The matrix would have you treat it as a tragic loss. It wants you to stay stuck in the heavy vibration of grief. But as an awakener, you must see this illusion now. Nothing that truly belongs to you can be taken by a simple misunderstanding. If they could leave that easily, they were never meant for your destiny. They were a temporary lesson, not a permanent soulmate. You are a powerful builder of spiritual infrastructure. You cannot build a new world with people who are deeply committed to their toxic habits. Heaven knew this pure truth long before you did. So heaven activated a hidden frequency deep inside your soul. This secret vibration acts like a spiritual immune system. It automatically purges any toxic entity that tries to attach itself to your aura. You probably have no idea how this inner frequency actually works yet, but it is the exact reason why your life is violently clearing out right now. Your spiritual immune system is currently on high alert against intruders. It is working overtime to protect your beautiful heart from further damage. You might feel tired. You might feel incredibly lonely in this quiet season, but this deep exhaustion is not a sign of weakness. It is the heavy physical toll of a massive spiritual surgery. Heaven is removing tumors that you confused for genuine friendships and real love. Let them walk away. Do not chase people who are actively being deported from your reality today. I need you to drop the heavy burden of guilt completely. Stop analyzing what you could have said differently that fateful day. The script was already written by the divine universe long ago. Their role in your story simply expired. You cannot force a new chapter with characters who were only meant for the introduction. The ease of their departure is your ultimate confirmation. A real soul tribe will fight through hell to stay by your side. A parasite will drop you the second it stops receiving free energy. They dropped you because their free meal ticket expired. Your energy is no longer compatible with their low vibration. You are stepping into a profound spiritual economy where purpose creates endless provision. But to enter this sacred space, you must travel extremely light. You cannot drag their heavy, unhealed trauma into your bright new future. This hidden frequency inside you is still active right now. It is constantly scanning your environment for mismatched energies. You might lose even more people in the coming weeks. Do not panic when the room gets entirely empty. You are simply witnessing the great divine purge. I will reveal exactly how this secret frequency actively targets and removes their toxic presence. You must understand this mechanism before you try to invite them back. You have spent days staring at the ceiling in complete silence, trying desperately to figure out why you were not chosen by them. You feel like a discarded piece of a puzzle that simply did not fit. But heaven is asking you to completely flip the script right now. This was never about you being rejected by a confused soul. This painful separation was actually a strict divine eviction. The universe looked at your sacred life path and saw a massive hazard ahead, realizing that their toxic presence was going to destroy your beautiful destiny. So heaven stepped in. It issued an absolute mandate for their immediate removal. They were forcefully evicted from your sacred space because they were a spiritual threat. You are a pure reminder in human form, and you are a natural healer who carries an intense spiritual warmth. Cold souls are always magnetically drawn to your bright, burning fire. They came to you freezing and completely empty. You warmed them up with your endless compassion and deep spiritual grace over many long months. But they never intended to stay and help you build the fire, because they only wanted to consume your precious heat until you were left freezing in the dark. Heaven watched you constantly pouring your vital energy into a bottomless pit. The divine realm simply could not allow this spiritual theft to continue any longer. So the eviction notice was silently served, manifesting as a silly argument or a sudden shift in their cold behavior. You thought it was a terrible communication breakdown. You thought you could fix it if you just explained yourself a little bit better. But you cannot ever negotiate with a divine cosmic mandate. Even though they are physically gone today, their residual energy is still trying to drain you from a distance. You still feel incredibly exhausted because those invisible psychic cords are still firmly attached to your aura. That is exactly why you urgently need a powerful tool to reset your divine frequency. You need an energetic shield of light to automatically sever those lingering attachments without you having to struggle. We will talk about that sacred tool in just a moment. But first, you must fully accept that their departure was a monumental victory for your soul. You are finally safe from their heavy drain. Do not look for logical closure from someone who was spiritually deported. They cannot explain their exit to you because they do not even understand it themselves. They are walking around blindly in a dense matrix fog. They think they left because of a minor disagreement or a simple change of earthly human feelings. They have absolutely no idea that they were pushed out by a supreme cosmic force. You are a chosen one carrying a highly guarded assignment on this earth. The angels literally stand at the door of your life, checking the spiritual credentials of everyone who tries to enter. And your former person simply failed the test. Their frequency was far too chaotic for your peaceful sanctuary. You were trying to build a solid spiritual infrastructure with someone who only knew how to destroy beautiful things. Heaven spared you from years of terrible agony. You were rescued from a miserable life of constantly shrinking yourself to fit their fragile ego. I know it still hurts to look at the empty chair across from you. Your human heart is grieving the beautiful future you thought you were going to share with them. But heaven is asking you to trust this painful void. The divine realm is fiercely protecting you from a timeline where you would have been completely destroyed. If they had stayed in your life, they would have anchored you to a very low dimension. They would have constantly fed you doubt and fear until your divine spark was entirely extinguished. Their sudden departure was the only way to save your spiritual mission. You are being aggressively preserved for something much greater. Your compassion is a beautiful gift, but it is not a rehabilitation center for unhealed matrix souls. You must stop trying to resurrect a dead connection that heaven intentionally buried. The soil was incredibly toxic, and your roots were quietly dying. The universe uprooted you violently so you could finally bloom properly. This holy reframing is absolutely crucial for your next massive leap forward. You are no longer the tragic victim of a sudden abandonment. You are the sacred temple that was just cleansed of dark, chaotic energy. The empty space they left behind is vibrating with an intense new power that you can physically feel today. The universe is preparing to fill that clean space with something completely unimaginable. But before the new blessings can safely arrive, your physical body is going to experience a strange phenomenon. Your rising vibration is going to trigger a severe reaction in the matrix around you. Let me explain this energetic clash. You must understand the profound physics of your own spiritual evolution. As a chosen one, your soul is constantly vibrating at higher speeds. While they stayed perfectly still in their comfort zone, you were rapidly ascending into a new dimension of truth. Your spirit was absorbing pure cosmic light every single day. And this invisible upgrade changed the exact frequency of your entire aura. They did not walk away because they simply stopped loving you. They ran away because your massive light became a spiritual allergy to their dense shadow. When a low vibration entity enters a high frequency space, it feels intense physical agony. It must escape immediately to survive. Your pure energy was burning away their comfortable illusions. They could not hide their toxic traits in your bright presence anymore. Imagine trying to breathe underwater when you do not have gills. That is exactly how they felt when your spiritual frequency reached its ultimate peak. They were suffocating in the pure atmosphere of your truth. Your deep healing energy demanded a level of honesty they did not possess. They had to escape your bright presence. They did it so their fragile ego could comfortably breathe again. This is the ultimate divine justice that heaven designed just for you. You spent years shrinking yourself so they would not feel completely insecure in your presence. You dimmed your beautiful light so they would feel taller. The universe finally said, "Enough," to your endless self-sacrifice. Heaven forcibly turned up your spiritual volume. The pure noise became completely unbearable for their unhealed ears. They fled because the matrix always panics when it encounters raw divine authority. You are an architect of the new spiritual economy. You carry a tremendous anointing that terrifies anyone ruled by lower earthly desires. If something in your spirit is leaping right now, comment 777 to seal this truth. And more than that, Subscribe to this channel to make it your spiritual home. This sacred space is strictly for the awakeners who understand their true power. Your former person suddenly realized they could never manipulate your pure heart again. The old version of you would have begged them to stay. This new, awakened you stood perfectly still and let them walk out the door. You did not chase them down the street. Your absolute stillness confirmed that they had lost all their control. They expected you to chase them through the dark streets of the Matrix. They wanted you to validate their ego by crying over their sudden absence. But you are operating under the laws of a new spiritual economy today. In this higher realm, you do not chase anything or anyone. What truly belongs to your destiny will always rise to meet your exact frequency without any desperate earthly struggle. Your intense frequency acted like a massive mirror, reflecting their own unhealed wounds. Every time they looked at your beautiful soul, they saw exactly what they lacked. They saw your unwavering loyalty, and it threw their own cowardice into sharp relief. They saw your profound capacity to love, and it exposed their hollowness. They shattered the mirror and ran away in absolute fear. They could not stand the painful reflection of their own darkness. You did nothing wrong except grow beyond their limited earthly capacity. You outgrew the tiny box they tried to shove you into. This is the glorious climax of your personal spiritual awakening. You are finally shedding the heavy skins of relationships that were rooted in the old, dying matrix. You are stepping into a blinding light. In this dimension, only the purest souls can stand beside you safely. Do not let their cowardly retreat make you question your own tremendous power. They retreated because they were spiritually outmatched by your incredibly ancient soul. You are a prophetic leader, carrying wisdom from many past lifetimes. A soul that is deeply asleep can never comprehend the massive assignment that rests on your shoulders, so heaven completely removed them to protect your incoming prosperity. They will never interfere with your divine blessings again. Your spiritual environment is finally clean and properly sanitized. The heavy toxic fog has lifted from your living space. You can finally hear your own intuitive voice without their constant chaotic interruptions. But now you are left with a massive empty void in your daily life. And the Matrix wants you to fill that quiet space with cheap earthly distractions just to avoid the profound silence. You must resist the deep urge to quickly replace their missing energy. The emptiness they left behind is actually a highly sacred altar. It is the exact landing pad for the massive blessings that heaven promised you. If you rush to fill that void with another unhealed soul, you will block the divine delivery entirely, and your profound suffering will simply repeat itself. You must learn how the universe uses empty space today. Your high frequency is your ultimate defense mechanism in this wild world. It is the invisible shield that guards your pure heart from future spiritual thieves. You do not ever need to apologize for being too intense. Your intensity is exactly what makes you a true chosen one today. You are a beautiful force of nature, and you are finally free to unleash your massive light into the world. You look at the empty space in your life, and you feel a deep sense of panic. The silence in your home feels incredibly heavy right now. But heaven is asking you to look closely at this painful void, because this empty space is not a cruel punishment for your past mistakes. It is actually a highly sacred altar, prepared strictly for your massive blessings. You must understand the absolute law of divine provision today. The universe cannot place fresh blessings into hands that are tightly holding onto toxic attachments. Heaven needed a clean surface to deliver your true soul tribe, and the space they left behind is the exact landing zone for your incoming destiny. Your provision was physically blocked by their dense shadow. The Matrix wants you to absolutely panic about this sudden emptiness. It programs you to believe that being alone means you have failed in life. It wants you to desperately scroll through your phone to find a quick replacement. Rushing to fill this sacred void will destroy the divine altar. you will only invite another dangerous parasite into your sanctuary. Every single time you think about texting them to demand an explanation, you are actively disrupting the spiritual economy. You are basically telling the universe that you prefer familiar pain over unknown blessings. Stop trying to resurrect a connection that heaven intentionally starved to death. Let the heavy silence do its powerful, purifying work in your tired soul today. In the new spiritual economy, your purpose creates your endless provision. You do not have to beg for genuine love anymore. When you stay aligned with your divine assignment, the right people will effortlessly gravitate to your light. But they can only find you if the space beside you is completely clear of their toxic debris. You are the architect of a new spiritual life. You cannot construct a magnificent temple using cheap and rotting wood. Heaven removed the weak parts from your immediate life to make room for what comes next. Your former self was not strong enough to hold the massive weight of your future glory. They would have collapsed under the intense pressure. The lingering pain you feel right now is mostly phantom energy. It is the severed cord still twitching in the dark spiritual realm. The Matrix does not want you to know that shifting this heavy frequency only takes a few short minutes. They want you to believe healing must be a long struggle because they profit from your ongoing emotional pain. The dark system feeds on your endless sadness and your desperate longing for closure. But the divine truth is that cutting these toxic cords can be completely effortless. You will soon discover how to instantly shield your beautiful mind without lifting a single finger in exhausting earthly effort. This is the core of spiritual transformation that truly changes everything. Your only job right now is to fiercely guard this newly emptied space. You must treat this void like the most valuable real estate in the universe. Do not let anyone drag their muddy shoes into your pristine sanctuary. You are in a holy waiting period. Your test is to remain perfectly still while heaven arranges your new timeline. I must warn you about a very common spiritual trap right now. When the parasite realizes that their new low vibration supply is completely empty, they will inevitably look back. They will suddenly miss the warmth of your unconditional love. They will send a casual message to test if your door is still slightly unlocked for their return. You must keep that door firmly locked and bolted forever. If you let them sneak back into your sacred space, you will instantly forfeit the massive blessing that heaven is currently preparing. The altar is strictly reserved for your glorious destiny. It is absolutely not a resting place for your miserable history. You have outgrown their childish games completely. You are a chosen one, stepping into a season of radical divine abundance. The universe is about to flood your life with connections that actually match your pure heart. You will find people who constantly pour into your cup instead of just aggressively draining it. But first, you have to completely release the illusion of earthly control over this painful situation. Your human ego is the only thing currently keeping you chained to their ghost. Your ego wants to know exactly why you were not enough for them to stay. It wants to fight for a worthless prize just to prove a pointless earthly point. But your high spirit knows that you won the ultimate cosmic lottery when they finally walked away. You are standing on the edge of a massive paradigm shift. You must consciously command your flesh to submit to the higher wisdom of your ancient soul. The heavy burden of needing the final word is about to be lifted from your tired shoulders forever. Heaven is requiring a very specific type of radical surrender from you today. I know exactly what your human ego is whispering to you right now. It is begging you to send just one more final text message because it desperately wants to explain your side of the story so they finally understand. You want them to realize how much they actually hurt your pure heart. But heaven is issuing a strict command for you today. You must absolutely surrender this battle. You must put your heavy weapons down completely and step back. There is no logical earthly closure waiting for you at the end of that conversation. If you reach out to them now, you are stepping out of divine alignment, and you are leaving your protected fortress just to argue with a ghost. Your absolute silence is the only closure you will ever truly need. The Matrix taught you that silence equals weakness and defeat, and it programmed you to panic when you do not have the last word in an argument. So you keep forcing things and chasing chaotic connections that are already dead. And it has left your beautiful spirit utterly exhausted and broken. Let me speak directly to your tired soul right now. God is not asking you to chase them anymore. He is asking you to simply surrender and remain perfectly still today. The heavy burden you are carrying right now is just you trying to do God's job. You are in a profound season of unlearning earthly habits, and heaven is aggressively stripping away your worldly logic so you can operate by spiritual intelligence. You do not have to explain your massive heart to a tiny mind. Trying to explain your high frequency to them is a waste of precious energy. It is like trying to describe the sun to someone who refuses to open their eyes, while they are firmly committed to misunderstanding you because it protects their fragile ego. Let them keep their comfortable illusions today. Your divine assignment does not require their earthly validation to succeed. When you stop trying to control their narrative, your authentic power instantly returns. This is the profound ego check that every chosen one must eventually face, and you have to let people be completely wrong about you while you stay perfectly quiet. It takes a tremendous amount of spiritual strength to remain silent. But this obedience is exactly what unlocks your new cosmic provision. Your stillness is actually your greatest weapon in the new spiritual economy. It completely neutralizes the chaotic energy they left behind in your sacred space. They expect you to act crazy and beg for their toxic presence, but when you offer them nothing but absolute silence, you break their energetic hold over you. You let the dark attachment lose its hold until it detaches and leaves. Do not send that long paragraph of intense emotions to them tonight. Do not check their social media to see if they are missing you. Every time you look back at their shadow, you delay your own glorious sunrise. You must trust the profound wisdom of the universe right now. Heaven removed them forcefully because your radiant future depends on their immediate absence. I need you to take a very deep breath and release the heavy tension. Your shoulders are tight because you are carrying a burden that is not yours, and the pain of abandonment is just a matrix illusion designed to keep you small. You are not a helpless victim crying over a lost relationship today. You are a powerful spiritual architect who just survived a necessary demolition. This uncomfortable season is a profound ego death designed specifically for your soul. Your earthly mind desperately wants a logical reason for their sudden departure, because it wants to assign blame and figure out exactly who was right or wrong. But spiritual intelligence knows that not every ending requires a detailed earthly explanation. Some doors are locked by divine angels for your absolute safety. Your obedience to this cosmic silence is the ultimate test of your spiritual maturity. Heaven is watching to see if you will honor this divine boundary today. If you break this sacred silence, you are telling the universe that you do not trust its protection, and you are choosing the familiar comfort of a toxic cycle over the unknown blessings ahead. Stay strong in your quiet resolve today. If your spirit feels incredibly heavy right now, you are certainly not alone. The phantom cords of their toxic energy are still trying to pull you backwards. Your human mind is struggling to process this massive spiritual shift. You do not have to fight this invisible battle with your own exhausted strength anymore. You do not have to sit in meditation for hours to begin healing your mind. You have fought enough painful battles for people who never truly saw your spirit. You must stop trying to heal yourself through sheer willpower and constant earthly struggle, because true healing happens when you fully surrender to the divine tools provided by heaven. Let the supreme energy do the heavy lifting for you. Heaven has provided a very specific way to cleanse your mind automatically. There is a sacred tool designed to effortlessly cut these dark karmic cords forever. It will instantly protect your peaceful sanctuary while you rest your tired body. I will reveal exactly how you can access this divine shield right now. Please listen carefully to this next vital step. Chosen one, you have fought enough painful battles for one lifetime. You are deeply exhausted from carrying the heavy emotional weight of people who never truly saw your spirit. It is time to finally put your heavy weapons down today. You do not need to force yourself to heal through sheer human willpower anymore. Heaven is stepping in to offer you profound rest. You mistakenly think you have to cry alone for months and read endless self-help books just to recover from this massive betrayal. But that is just another toxic matrix lie designed to keep you exhausted. The divine universe operates on a completely different paradigm. True spiritual healing is meant to feel effortless. Even though they are physically gone from your daily life, their heavy shadow remains. Those invisible phantom cords are still actively trying to drain your beautiful energy. Every time you think of them, a bit of your life force slips away into that dark space. You cannot fight this silent psychic attack with just your tired human mind today. You need a powerful cosmic intervention to permanently block their heavy karmic residue. Your sanctuary must be entirely sealed off from their low vibration attempts to return. Heaven sees how incredibly tired you are from guarding the heavy door all by yourself. So, the universe is handing you a profound spiritual weapon to protect your sacred space effortlessly, and it will ensure they never steal from you again. Heaven has provided a very specific sacred tool exactly for this painful transition. It is a divine acoustic sword designed to effortlessly sever those toxic energetic ties. You do not have to sit in complete silence and try to aggressively force those dark attachments away using your tired mind. You simply allow this frequency to surround your aura like a brilliant shield. This sacred tool is known as the Genius Song. It is a powerful 7-minute divine audio frequency. It carries the exact vibration of supreme cosmic protection. When you listen to this sacred sound, it automatically returns your exhausted mind to its original pure state. It acts as an impenetrable shield against any chaotic entity that tries to steal your peace. You do not have to learn complex rituals to use this magnificent heavenly gift. You just need to listen and let the pure sound waves dissolve the heavy trauma. The Genius Song automatically pushes away the dark energy they left behind in your space. It cleanses your entire room of their lingering shadow. It cuts the invisible cords of bad karma completely. You will instantly feel much lighter inside. The universe gives you its absolute assurance that your beautiful energy will be fully protected. You do not have to worry about this cosmic shield failing you. The divine realm has placed a strict spiritual seal around this specific frequency, so nothing dark can ever penetrate its bright protective barrier. It is completely safe. It is waiting to wrap you in a warm blanket of profound spiritual comfort right now. Your precious energy will always remain perfectly intact under this heavenly acoustic shield. The universe guarantees that your mind will be guarded against any further emotional manipulation. You are stepping out of the chaotic battlefield. You are entering an oasis of supreme tranquility. The old heavy burdens will simply melt away without any desperate earthly struggle, because the audio frequency is designed to do all the necessary spiritual clearing for you. The dark matrix desperately wants to hide this effortless solution from your tired soul. It wants you trapped in a heavy cycle of endless sorrow. It profits heavily when you are completely depleted, and it feeds off your tears when you constantly second-guess your own immense worth. But you hold the ultimate power to break this dark cycle right now with one simple step. They want you to believe that you must suffer alone in the dark for years. They want you to spend all your precious energy trying to manually fix a broken heart while they continue to drain your vital life force. But the Genius song bypasses all of that unnecessary human suffering completely. It speaks directly to your deep subconscious mind. It gently realigns your spirit with the ultimate divine truth today. You can easily find this divine frequency waiting for you right now. It is safely placed in the pinned comment and the description below this video. You only need to dedicate 7 short minutes a day to activate this powerful acoustic sword, and it will immediately begin severing those dark karmic attachments. Let this sacred sound do all the heavy lifting for you. You can simply rest your weary head and finally breathe properly again. Do not let your stubborn human ego convince you to delay this massive spiritual relief. You have already paid a terrible price by loving the wrong people for way too long, and your tired soul cannot afford to lose another ounce of light. It is time to let the universe aggressively defend your pure heart today. Go to the pinned comment right now, or click the link in the description. Claim your ultimate shield of divine light. You are finally stepping out of the dark shadow of their sudden departure today. You are no longer the tragic victim of a painful earthly abandonment. You are a powerful architect of the new spiritual economy. Your job is not to chase those who foolishly walked away from your light, but to rest completely in the profound stillness of your divine alignment. Heaven has completely removed the heavy, toxic debris from your sacred path. The empty space in your home is vibrating with pure cosmic potential right now. When you remain perfectly still and stop fighting the silent transition, supernatural provision will effortlessly find you without any earthly struggle. The right soul tribe is already traveling towards your exact frequency today. Welcome to your glorious new spiritual era today. You have spent so many long years being a complete stranger in a heavy world that never truly understood your massive heart. You poured your precious life force into empty cups. You hoped they would eventually fill up and return your love. But your season of endless self-sacrifice is officially over today. Heaven is placing a permanent seal of absolute protection over your beautiful spirit right now. Don't ever apologize for the intense, pure way you love. Your capacity to care so fully is not a tragic weakness at all. It is the unmistakable sign of a healer in human form. The dark matrix tried to weaponize your deep compassion against you. They feared your bright light would expose their hidden darkness. The Supreme Universe has decisively flipped the script to secure your ultimate victory. I declare a profound peace over your exhausted mind today. I speak absolute clarity over your heavy, broken heart. The painful memories of their cold exit will slowly dissolve into thin air. You will wake up tomorrow morning feeling completely detached from their lingering, chaotic energy, and the heavy burden of needing an earthly explanation will be entirely lifted from your tired shoulders forever. You are a chosen one who carries the massive weight of heavenly assignments. You do not have to walk this difficult path completely alone anymore. The fierce angels are standing guard at the sacred door of your beautiful earthly sanctuary. They will stand between you and anyone who enters your sacred space with hidden intentions, and they will ensure your safety through this transition. You are perfectly safe inside this quiet season today. Let the soothing truth of this reframing settle into your tired bones. You were not rejected by a confused human being. You were hidden by a fiercely protective cosmic father, kept safe. He quickly covered your blinding light, so the dark spiritual parasites would finally leave you alone in absolute peace. This forced separation was the ultimate act of supreme divine love. If your spirit feels completely aligned with this powerful final blessing today, simply breathe out the heavy, toxic air. Release the incredibly tight grip you still have on your painful earthly past. You can safely close your tired eyes tonight. You know with absolute certainty that heaven is working the night shift for you. Your bright morning of sudden massive provision is coming very soon to your doorstep. Do not keep turning back to those burning bridges. The old Matrix timeline is completely destroyed, and it can never hurt your pure soul again. You are stepping onto a golden path of effortless divine manifestation today. Your high frequency will naturally repel the wrong souls and attract your true spiritual family without any forced earthly effort. You simply need to trust the silent process. You are deeply cherished by the Supreme Universe today. You are a living reminder of pure divine grace walking on this chaotic earthly plane. Take a very deep breath and let the holy stillness wash over your entire physical body right now. The painful storm of betrayal is officially over for you. The heavy cosmic eviction is completely finished today, and your beautiful living space is finally entirely yours again. Keep your beautiful heart incredibly open to the massive blessings that are actively rushing toward you. Do not let one blind soul convince you that the whole world is incredibly dark and completely devoid of true love. You are the blinding light that this heavy world desperately needs today. Stand incredibly tall in your sacred divine identity. Claim your rightful place in the new spiritual economy right now. Your profound spiritual journey is just beginning to unfold in the most magical and unexpected ways. Everything you lost will be permanently replaced with something infinitely better, and it will be completely aligned with your incredibly high vibration. You have heaven's absolute guarantee on this beautiful cosmic promise today. Please rest your deeply tired spirit right now. You are a magnificent and powerful chosen one, and you are forever guarded by the highest power in the entire universe.